I was looking. You're just looking at me smiling, and I'm like, does he know I'm there? Hello?
No, I was smiling because I was listening to Sempre Libera.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. What a
you.
singer. What a singer.
Oh,
Well,
you're very nice. Thank
yes, yes. Well, listen, I wanted to just say a few words of a brief introduction. And for all of our viewers tuning in, and this is our appropriately our largest audience yet for these master classes, we've had a fabulous year of master classes responding to the pandemic. We wanted to bring our students something fabulous, and so we've had people. Really, we've had Greer Grimsley, Sasha Cook, Lawrence Brownlee. We've had this long list of just fantastic people. And so this appropriately is our grand finale with you being such a special singer and artist and a passionate teacher too. I've watched some of your videos where you talk about technique and you're so open about everything, and I find that so refreshing in an artist of your stature. And so I just to tell our audience, they don't need to be told anything about who you are or what you've done, but I will tell them that Lisette Oropesa is one of the most in-demand lyric coloratures today. She performs leading roles regularly at most important opera houses around the world, including, of course, the Metropolitan Opera, Teatro alla Scala, Wiener Staatsoper, Bayerische Staatsoper, Opera Nationale de Paris, Covent Garden, and so many more. And, of course, all the major concert stages of the world. And now a major recording artist in her own right with an exciting discography in the works here. And I want to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about that.
Okay.
But let's start with, I would love for you to tell us a little bit about how you have been, I would say, from what I've seen on social media and everything like that, one of the busiest singers in the world during this pandemic, and how have you done it?
Well, thank you. Are we live? We are
here?
Oh,
Live. We
okay.
are
Hi,
live.
everybody.
Yes,
Great.
yes.
Awesome.
We are live.
Hey, everybody. Do we have the chat open too?
Yes,
the
chat.
I always love the chat.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, the chat is open. Open it up.
Hi, everybody.
Check it out.
Okay,
Yes,
great. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming. I invited all, my friends from our masterclass series that we did this past summer, 2020,
good.
to the class. So I don't know if they'll be popping in and out, and I'm sure you'll see a very active chat box and a very supportive chat box because we are a supportive group of people. But hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm at home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana now for a short break. While I'm getting myself vaccinated and going through the process of getting over it. But to answer your question, Jim, I've been very fortunate that some of the contracts that I had pre-pandemic during this period were not canceled. Like, they were moved forward, even with a reduced audience or zero audience or in another fashion. A lot of the contracts that I had, I was very fortunate. Most of them were in Europe. There were a lot of contracts that were canceled, don't get me wrong, but there were many that we managed to do. So I made my debut at the Wiener Staatsoper, for example. That actually moved forward before they shut down in the late fall. Mm-hmm. So I did get to do that, and I had some albums that we were planning to record that we just recorded. We moved forward with it because as long as we could have the protocols in place and as long as we could do distancing, which was a little difficult to record, but we recorded 3 records. One of which is just now being released. Like full release date is May 7, and then the other 2. One is for an opera, a full opera recording of La Traviata, and then another is a disc of French bel canto arias. So, I mean, the one thing the pandemic has afforded us is time in some aspects to do things like that normally I would have to fit into my schedule over 5 years. And so
of course,
thing.
Well, I saw you recording some clips of you recording the French album, and you were in one corner of the concert hall, and it seemed like the chorus was maybe in another corner, and it seemed like you were a football field away from the conductor, and what a challenge.
It is a challenge, and the thing is, I've never recorded with an orchestra and chorus like that big a scale before, so I don't have anything to compare it to context. wise. Like for me, I was just like, okay, this is just what we do. You sit at the microphone and try not to push and try not to be behind because everything has a lag, you know, so much distance. But the hard thing has been to adjust to singing, you know, socially distanced productions. It has been hard to adjust to all the travel, constantly changing travel like restrictions, you know, quarantine here, no quarantine there, you know, with COVID test here, no COVID test there. COVID test 3 times a week, sometimes COVID test once a week. I mean, it's been so not consistent because I've been going from place to place. But that has been a bit of a challenge for me. And dealing with the stress and the negativity that comes with the fear and, you know, all the negative emotions, what we read online, and the numbers, and the deaths, and the protests, and the struggle. I mean, it's very real. You know?
Yeah. Well, you have brought us so much joy in the midst of all this craziness that we've been going through. So let me be someone to thank you for that and bringing your special art to us, even in a virtual manner. And tell us a little bit about this film version of Traviata.
Well, the one we did in Rome, it was really an experiment on its feet. So, I mean, what we were able to do was amazing considering the limitations of what we were allowed to do. Like, for that project, you know, I tried my best to be away from the chorus. Anytime I didn't have to be in them, I was away from them. And every time we weren't on camera, we were wearing masks. And we did all our rehearsals with masks. And we were tested multiple times per week. And I mean, all the restaurants in Italy were shut down. At the time, it was just like, go to work, take your food home, and go home and eat it. That's it. And be grateful for that. You know, like, don't take the metro. Try not to be around people. And then we were working. I mean, I don't know if you've ever shot a film, Jim, or been part of a...
Yeah, with Menotti, I did a mall film version in Spoleto, actually, with Menotti as director and everything. Anyway, it was exciting, but
that's back before COVID. Were things well before COVID, yeah, exactly. Well, are we going to be able to see that in the States, that version of the movie? I mean, at the moment, it's available on raiplay.it.
Okay.
And it was geo-blocked when they originally put it out. But if you get a simple VPN, a free VPN, you can log in and say you're in Italy, and then you can watch it, and it's available. And I'm sure that there are bootlegs of it on YouTube, which should not be, and probably will be removed. Because the RAI is very good about that, or very quick about that, because, I mean, their content is geo-blocked. They don't even allow it in... you know, on internet streaming services, on social media or anything, you know, which it has its pluses and its minuses. But the main thing with the movie was that when you do a theatrical production of La Traviata or any opera, you sing from beginning to end once and that's it. You practice, but that's your performance. Whereas this film was bit by bit out of order. We would spend an entire 10-hour day filming just the third act, and then we would go and do an entire 10-hour day filming just the chorus scenes, and then an entire 10-hour days, and it was 10-hour days. And for me, having to go from out of order scene to scene, changing costume wigs every time, was really tiring and exhausting.
Oh God,
it's not an easy thing.
Especially in a schizophrenic role like Violetta. I mean, it's at one moment you're coloratura, one moment you're spinto. I mean, it's really, to have to jump back and forth.
Thank you.
Yes.
Imagine being one thing at 10 a.m. and then another thing at at 8 p.m. and you need to sound fresh and state, in a certain emotional state, because you've been through a certain journey. Whereas in a movie, we're going to do the death scene first. Like, and I have to put myself there contextually, and it takes time. And then we repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat in full voice because we didn't lip sync. That was one thing I tried to get us to lip sync, Jim. I said, look, I will lip sync for my life. And they said, no way. Over all of our dead bodies.
They weren't having it. Oh, no. Well, thank you for doing that. And I guess we'll either have to go to Italy and look on the internet, or we'll have to get our VPN and try to get it that way. But there's so many wonderful recordings of your Traviata. I think my internet might be a little unstable, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bumpy here. So tell us a little bit about your health journey. You and I actually share an enthusiasm for plant-based nutrition, and also I'm also a running enthusiast. Not like you, I don't run marathons, but I am so in awe of your commitment to nutrition and health. Tell us what brought you to that. And listen, by the way, I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana, and
No!
I know. Oh yeah.
I almost fell out of my chair. Oh my God.
And Misha, you know them people down there, they don't even know what vegan means. No. So it's kind of rare to meet someone from South Louisiana who has committed to health and plant-based living and all that. So tell us about that, about your journey and what brought you to that.
Well, I mean, it started out it was very gradual. I have always had, as you know, in the South, we eat, anything and everything if it's fried. And I kind of grew up in a very, just very rich food lifestyle. And unfortunately, it really did a number on my health. Because not only was I obese at a pretty young age, I was starting to have other problems because of not just obesity, but just everything I was eating. I was having problems with my blood readouts. I was having problems with my sugar. I was having problems with my cholesterol. I was having issues just all around, and basically my liver. And I was like 21 and it's already getting bad things happening. And so the doctors basically were like, so do you, what's your family history like? And unfortunately, my family history is not particularly good either. I mean, we don't have heart disease, but we have diabetes in our family. We have things like that. So they didn't say go on a plant-based diet, but they were always like, you need to lose weight. Well, right. The thing is, you can do that the wrong way and you can do that the right way. And when I got to New York and I auditioned for the Met program and I did the Met competition, all kind of in the same month, really. It all happened back to back. And they were like, we love you, we want to move you forward, and we're really happy with your voice and everything, but your voice and this package don't work together. And I know this is a big hot topic right now. It's been a hot topic for years, you guys. It's a real thing. It's what I was told by professionals in the industry who basically said that. And I never say that to a young singer. I would bite my tongue before I would ever say to a young singer, you and your voice and your package don't work. But the thing is, you will hear it at some point, and I've certainly heard it because of my voice type. I am a lighter lyric. I'm not a Wagnerian. My voice and my package were not what looked to be comparable for stage. I guess. I don't know. I mean, this is a big thing. But basically, they were like, lose weight. Don't know. Just figure it out. And so I was like, okay. So I started going to the gym and like following a girl at the gym and trying to do what she was doing. And I kind of started reading up a little bit more about health, and it was hard for me because if you don't know what you're doing and you just throw yourself into it, you don't know what you're supposed to really do, what's right for you. And so I kind of went at it where I just started going to the gym and just kind of put my head down and just like, I'm just going to exercise 5 days a week at this gym. Whether I like it or not, I'm going to just make myself go after work every day and just do something. Even I'll do as much as I can. I know I get tired after 10 minutes. I'll do 10 minutes. And I just started low. And then I was like reading about it and, and then you start understanding calories and you start understanding how you feel and you start understanding nutrients and you have to research like crazy to really get on a journey. And I did lose some weight at first. The first like summer that I started working out, I lost some weight and they were really proud of me at the Met. They're, oh, good job, you lost weight. Okay, keep going. This is great. You're kind of the poster child now of this whole movement of of please don't sing and be fat movement. And I didn't really mean for that to happen. Of course I had my pressures of my career, but I also had, like I said, pressure from my doctors, pressure from my medical condition. So eventually, just going to the gym, I lost a certain amount of weight. Eventually, I got to a point where I kind of started to plateau. And I didn't really know what else I could do to lose more because I was still quite overweight. And I started reading about different types of diets, plant-based diets, vegetarian diets. And I was like, I'm going to try going vegetarian for a year. Buying meat in New York is expensive. good meat is expensive. You know, good cheese is expensive. Good dairy products in general are expensive and hard to come by. And at the time, I wasn't cooking enough. I would forget to take the meat out, and I didn't have any meat to cook for dinner, so I started eating vegetarian. And so I was like, I'll be vegetarian. I'll commit to vegetarian for a year and see how I feel. I started keeping a little diary, noticing how I was feeling. And so I just kind of, it took time, Jim. I know this is a really long answer to your question. It took time.
I appreciate it.
It takes time. These lifestyle changes, and here's if there's one message I can give to everybody, which is if you are on a, if you are incorporating a healthy lifestyle, is that something that's important to you as a human being, as a singer, as a holistic person, whatever that is for you, and it's a lifestyle change, which is really what it has to be for you to lose weight, if you want to lose weight, the right way for you to become a healthier person. But it's something that has to be done over time. You can't say, okay, I need to lose, 40 pounds in 6 months, or I need to, if you do things like that and you crash into it, you can do it the wrong way. And then you get all of the negative, the wrong, results. You know what I mean? And so
Absolutely.
For me, it was just lifestyle change. It just took 5 years to get under my belt, and now it's part of my life, and it's who I am. But that took forever.
Yeah, well, you set a great example, that's for sure. And you really, even when you're on the road and I see you keep up with your running and all that, and you post on Instagram about it, and that sets a great example. And so, I thank you for that, because it means a lot to everyone that follows you. So.
Well,
yeah.
I also want to add that during this period where we're all under a lot of stress, under a lot of emotional weight, to please just be forgiving of yourself. I'm being forgiving of myself if my running mojo is not where it was when I was when things were a little more normal. I definitely don't have the same motivation that I did before. I have to really pull myself out, and I have to be forgiving of myself if my performance isn't where I want it to be, because I'm tired, or I'm stressed out, or I'm angry, or whatever. You know what I mean? So please, I just want to say to everybody, forgive yourself, love yourself, and make room for where you are now, and just do your best. Thank you.
Beautiful. Wow. You wrapped that up beautifully. That was great. Okay. Well, I tell you what, let's get to our singers, because I'm sure they're all itching to sing for you. So we have 4 singers from here at Pacific Lutheran University in Tacoma, Washington. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our first singer, who will be Molly Bliss. Molly, take it away.
My name is Molly Bliss, and I will be singing Le Bonheur, Chaussée des Jeux by Saint-Saëns. C'est des
Hi, Molly. That's beautiful. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, I'm trying to see where you're looking because you're really tiny to me, but it's probably because I don't have a very big laptop and I'm trying to look. Okay, no worries. You look wherever you need to look, my dear, so that you can hear and see me. But first of all, your voice is gorgeous. I love the sweet, sweet, sweet color. I love the intonation. I love the shades that you're using with the sweetness of your voice because I appreciate that you have that. You also incorporated some darker colors when the lyrics got a little more dark, right? So like in the B section, basically, when it said "Si jamais votre cœur regrette la retraite, qu'aujourd'hui vous abandonnez, etc." I thought that was really nice. Now, do you have a live pianist there?
I do, yeah.
Hi, live pianist. Thank you. You're awesome. Hi. Hello. This is lovely. I appreciated the sensitivity, and I also really interesting with this song because I've never sung this song, but I think that the challenge with a piece like this is because it almost sounds like I don't want to say Renaissance, but it sounds like a Baroque. It's got like this this counterpoint going on, and sometimes the voice comes in at an unexpected time, and the melody kind of goes off in some tonal place that you're like, where? And then it comes kind of back, and blah, blah, blah. And so you kind of get lost in this little windy world, don't you? And it's interesting to decide between the two of you whether or not you're going to take time and stretch and stuff like that, or whether you're just going to sing it like straight. Because for my taste, Molly, you guys sang it really straight. Is that something that you talked about stylistically, or is that something that just kind of happened naturally?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it. It just kind of.
You did not? Okay. I can't really hear you very well. You're kind of echoey, but I don't know if there's like another mic where she can talk. But is there some other mic where she can talk? Or if you just speak really slowly, then the echo, I can hear you through the echo. Okay, so this is not something that was like an executive decision. Oh. Well, how about, can you try something for me, just for fun? Because right now, you're singing your Le bonheur est chose légère, passe la 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 super even. Can you make a little more choice where to draw the musical phrase to an arrival point and where to kind of pull it back? Try. Can you just try the first phrase for me right when you come in? Sure. Or a few bars before. Okay, for example, I think that was amazing. I love that. Now, here's something, because that music repeats itself later, that's something you could do the last time you sing that particular phrase. Especially the very first thing that you did. Le bonheur est chose légère. Passage. I loved that. I thought that was really beautiful. I might even save it for the end, but I love the idea. The other thing I wanted to tell you, Molly, on croit l'atteindre. L'atteindre, not l'éteindre, unless there's a mistake in my score. Can you just make sure that your A vowel for on croit l'atteindre is more A?
Okay.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You want to try?
Oh.
La. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Correct. I just wanted to make sure you knew about that vowel. So the other thing I wanted to tell you is for the French language, anytime you have a stressed syllable, it's really smart. It helps you have the text more to be more understood by the audience if you stress a little bit the unstressed syllable before it. For example, if the word is légère and the stress is on je, if you stress a little bit of légère, it helps it be more understandable to the ear, and it also will help you with the musical line. So if you sing Le bonheur est chose légère, do you know what I mean? Put a tiny bit of stress. Try just for that first phrase. Yes. Keep going. Passager. Yes. Are you taking a breath before il s'enfuit? The low one?
I think so, yes.
Good. I hope you are. Oh, look, because I want what I'm trying to get at is I want you to take enough time on on le poursuit to where that note has a chance to sing. Can you try just that last phrase for me? That was right.
Okay.
Just do en croix l'attendre if you want. L'attendre. It's actually hard to say. Something for me, because I feel like you might be running out of air a tiny bit on the ends of your phrases.
I am.
How do how do you feel about speeding up this little section a tiny bit, because it is kind of a new hélas. It has like a more urgency. Vous en voulez un autre que le nôtre. Il faut à vous ardent désir déplaisir. Do you know what I mean? Take a little more, move a little bit faster if you can. Try. That's so lovely. And you can absolutely slow it down naturally when you have your de beaux jours. And can you give me a nice decrescendo? And take a big breath before de beaux jours, so that you have all the time to really sing crescendo into de beaux jours. And then take the time to decrescendo that phrase as it kind of settles down into le bonheur. Again, try for me. Maybe a little bit before des beaux jours. Maybe et des larmes. Yes. Now, before we do si jamais, that was really, really nice, Molly. I love that very much. The other thing I wanted to tell you, when you get to la moitié, the next time before you get to your long D, just make sure that your la moitié is really moi. Nice. I wrote that one down. I wanted to make sure I told you before we run out of time. Okay, so if we quickly can, we'll do si jamais, the next section. We're almost done. Can we do si jamais? Fast? Si jamais. notre fidèle. Yeah, Molly. So that's it. Yeah, la moitié. Whenever you have French, it's the last thing I'm going to tell you. Whenever you have a French oua, like quoi or moi or toi, to really sing oua, all the vowels that you need. Okay? Brava! I really love that piece. It's really lovely. Thank you. Great job.
Thank you, Molly. Wonderful. Yes. Excellent. So I was remiss in not announcing our pianist. Amy Boers is our pianist.
Hi,
and
Amy.
Yes, thank you, Amy. And just tell our audience that that we are the reason why the singers are in this cavernous hall with the echo. I'm sorry about that, but it allows them to sing without a mask, and we're following all the local protocols and all the things. So and luckily, recent vaccinations have helped us to do these things, and so this is our first and only masterclass of the year with actual. A live pianist in the room. So, yeah. So we've been missing out on that. So
I know. Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. Good.
Yes, good. So our next singer is Caitlyn Babcock. Caitlyn, take it away.
Hi, Caitlyn. Oops.
Hello, my name is Caitlyn Babcock, and today I'll be performing Der Tod und das Mädchen by Franz Schubert.
Yes! Beast! I want you to sing it again. It was so good.
Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, y'all, there's just some music that is just so sublime, isn't there? Caitlyn, that was amazing. Your low register is so beautiful and so the color is just so round and rich, and it's not pushed, and it's not, overly anything. I really, really, really enjoy the color of your voice. I hope that I bet there's so much amazing repertoire out there that you will have an opportunity to sing, and I hope that you do it all, because it's like, wow, what a sound. I know this song isn't like a humongous range or anything, but it is a humongous range in the sense that the colors that you can play with are everywhere, right? So, brava. Well done, you know? One thing I did want to say, if possible, I feel like, and maybe it's just the way the room the echoiness comes across. I feel like your S consonants, Caitlyn, particularly when you're der Tod, and you sing, for example, sei gutes Muts, ich bin nicht wild, sollst sanft. I know it's a Z, but can you give it more S life? Like, just like anticipate it a tiny bit. You know what I mean? Do you want to try from sei gutes Muts, this basically the last few phrases for me?
Sei gutes Muts, ich bin nicht wild, sollst sanft in mein Arm schlafen.
Yeah, Caitlyn, you can go way farther than you think. You can literally take a half a beat. For example, I know I'm not an alto anywhere near your registers, but for the consonants, what I mean is you can even literally hiss them. Sei gutes Muts, ich bin nicht wild, sollst sanft, bin nicht wild, sollst. So that the consonant comes before the downbeat and the vowel arrives on the downbeat. Do you know what I'm saying? Would you like to try? Okay. Sei gutes Muts.
Sei gutes Muts, ich
Yes, exactly. The same thing with schla. Armen, schla. And you can l on the L because it is a voiced consonant. You can truly take all the time schla and double the F if you want. And I also think it's a good idea, and you kind of are doing it, and I want to encourage you to go farther if you want. Your beautiful dark for schlafen. I know it's very dark, and I know you're doing that on purpose. When you sing fun, can you go back to bright? In other words, can you become Das Mädchen falling asleep in his arms and saying, okay, I accept death? Can you accept death? I know that's like, that. You know what I mean? It's intense, but can you try that? That stark color contrast. Let's try it. Sollst sanft in meinen Armen.
Sollst sanft in meinen Armen schlafen.
Oh my God, if you did that, it would stop my heart. Stop our hearts. I mean, do it. It's the thing with this song is it's so simple, seemingly, but it's like, do it. I think you should never ever. Okay, now, can we go back to Das Mädchen for a second? I also think you can be a bit, and I don't want you to like make your sound artificially light or artificially any color that is not comfortable for you. But I wonder if you can brighten in general, vorüber, ach, vorüber. Even make it a little more breathless. Not off the breath, but breathless. Do you know what I mean? Vorüber, ach, vorüber. Can you make fun of a soprano?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Vorüber, ach, vorüber, gib mir
Yes. Verrühre mich nicht an. Rühre mich nicht an. Desperate. Und rühre mich nicht an. She's dying. And you kind of, the thing is, you're so subtle. You're a subtle artist, Miss Caitlyn. I want you, and I appreciate it because I believe that for this type of music, that's exactly what you should be. But I think you can really, you can push that a little more. Once more time. That was so good. I love it. The color is beautiful. It doesn't sound, if it feels like not comfortable, you know what I mean? Don't do it. But I love that. One more time. The whole thing. Yeah, you can slow down more. Und rühre mich nicht an. Take all the time. Just do the last und rühre mich nicht an. Now, can you slow it down that much but keep it brighter?
Yes.
A brighter color? One more time. Yes. Okay, sorry, one thing, Caitlyn, I wanted to tell you that I thought, okay, this is beautiful. I love the color you're using. It's absolutely stunning. Bin Freund. Really take time. It doesn't, you don't necessarily have to, like, break up the phrase, because I get it. I feel like you're trying to sing a super long phrase here, because death doesn't breathe, right? Death is dead. You don't need breath. Breath is for the living. That's why your first girl needs to be more breathless. Not off the breath, but breathless. But death is actually breathless, which I get that you're trying to do. But I still want death to have super clear German consonants. And so, with that said, I want you to bin Freund. You know what I'm saying? Can you try? Just bin Freund. Bin Freund. Bin Freund. S. S. Oh, I was waiting for the play out. Good job. That was amazing, Caitlyn. I really love it. I feel like, this is a piece, and like a lot of Schubert songs that have characters, multiple characters who sing, sometimes 2 or 3, where you can take advantage, Caitlyn, of all the beautiful colors that your voice has at its disposal, and even the use of breath. As we said, das Mädchen is alive and tot isn't. But she's, you know what I'm saying? And so you can manipulate your use of how you direct your energy, and you're doing a beautiful job of it. I just want to encourage you to keep doing it because I think it's really excellent. Brava! I'm happy.
Thank you, Caitlyn. Beautiful. Brava. Okay. Wow, this is fun. This is really fun. Lisette, you're such a great teacher. Okay. Next is Mackenzie Taylor, soprano. Take it away, Mackenzie.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie Taylor, and I will be singing Tornami ad Areggiare from Handel's Alcina.
Okay. Yay! Very nice, Mackenzie. Oh, that one, that's a work, isn't it? That was beautiful. I loved your ornaments. I thought they were gorgeous.
Thank you.
Did you have help writing them, or did they come up with them yourself?
Yeah, I just watched a lot of videos on YouTube. I saw what other artists were doing, and I took a little bit from other places, and then check them with my teacher. So.
Brava. They're really lovely ornaments. I love them. I feel like, for the most part, I feel like, your coloratura is really accurate and clean and well supportive. And well supported. And I have to say, I'm very impressed by your ability to sing all of those staccato. Because I would be singing those things legato left and right. I don't know if that's something that you consciously are doing as far as articulation. Or is that something that is just how you learned it, or what do you think?
Yeah, it's just how I learned it, I guess, yeah.
Because I was wondering if, for a fun exercise, just to break out of the box a tiny, tiny bit, how you would feel of doing instead of going, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try. Do you think you can do it without, like, looking at music and stuff?
I can try, yeah.
Yeah, try to see how it feels. Just for the first bit.
Yeah. The first beginning?
Yeah. Yes. Actually, up to here is great. Now, the reason that I asked you to do it, I know it's hard, and you did it amazingly, is because there are sections that are intuitively telling you to sing with articulations that have more staccato, and then there are sections that don't. And this is one of them. The one that you just did is a section that needs a break. Te solo vola ma ha ha ha. Because in order to get all those notes to work, you have to go ah ha 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 ha. Do you know? Whereas earlier, when you're just going, there's no reason to stop going, go ha 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 ha, unless you're trying to imitate the orchestra, which is a totally valid thing, and I think you should be able to do it. I just want to know that if and when a conductor were to say to you, Miss Mackenzie, I want you to sing those legato, that you go, okay, conductor, I'm ready to sing those legato. Here they are. Because I think also it allows you to kind of really use the phrase and do different things. Now, so let's, taking that in mind, keeping it legato, when you get to your long first melisma, can you start doing something musically with it that is surprising? So like, maybe you'll sing one forte, one piano. Maybe you'll accent one note and not another. Maybe you will spend a little more time with vibrato on one note. Maybe you'll straight tone another. Can you throw a little potpourri in there? Yes. On the first long melisma. Go for it.
Okay, yeah, sure. The long melisma.
Exactly. I think that is where, because you sing it so beautifully, note for note, perfectly, I feel like that's your next step, Mackenzie, is that you now can start to put your prints on it, which is like, you know, I take time here, I do this there, I sing softer here, whenever you want. Whenever you want. There's no rules. I mean, the rules, generally, you know, when you repeat something, the rules are that you sing it differently. Right? So like, there's te solo vuol amare. for example. Or you could do the opposite. You know, that's a thing. You wouldn't sing Te solo vuol amar the same way 2 times. But you didn't do that because you're very musical. I could see you did a very beautiful thing. I want to compliment. You went caro. That was so nice. And I wondered, how do you feel about when you get to your high B flat? You know which one I mean? Your long, high, 10-minute B flat that you have to sing, which you sing beautifully. And actually, it was like really reverbing in the mic. Like, I would love to hear it without, like, not on Zoom one day. But, yeah, when you sing this, caro, caro, mio be, can you, I don't know if there's some way to do it. Where are you breathing?
Breath there,
Mio be. Okay, can you do just that phrase, maybe a little bit before to set yourself up? And as you come off of the B flat, really try to consciously, because I know you're running out of breath, to really keep the same support as you're coming down the scale as though you were still on the B flat.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just keep the lift in your thought. You're the lift and the support. Try like maybe quest'anima fedel caro mio be. From there. Yes, exactly. And I can tell you that was brilliant. I know when it's taken out of context, it's a little easier than when it's like at the end of a long 2 pages of music. I get it. But a trick I can tell you for the future, when you have something like this, and you have this crazy long high note, and then you have to come down the scale, the first note that you come down onto, the A natural, is the most, if you center that note well, all the notes after it will come in a little bit better. So just you know what I'm saying? If you lose support on that very first note coming down, most of the rest of them won't fall into line in the support, in the phrase. And they'll kind of they'll like deflate. So if you just know, just hold on to the A natural, da-dee-da-da, then you know what I mean? You're kind of home free.
Yeah.
Right? The other thing I wanted to tell you was whenever you have these off the beat stresses, like caro mio bene, anytime you have a caro and so the stress of the word falls on the wrong beat, to make a thing out of that, to actually exaggerate it, they're everywhere. Te solo vuol amar quest'anima fedel caro mio. In other words, keep the integrity of the text, the stress where the text should be, even if it's a weak beat. Do you want to try? Can you try Te solo vuol amar? Exactly. And every time you have one of those caro, make sure you don't go caro. That you go caro mio be, so that it's caro and not caro. Ever, right? Finally, the B section. Can we do the B section once? Già ti dona il mio cor. I felt like it kind of lost integrity in the evenness of the 8th notes. And I don't know if that was something, if you were trying to create like a new atmosphere there, like totally free. It felt a little free, which I think is valid and is fine, but I would like to hear it a little more urgent. Can you try? Mackenzie, that's a brilliant example of all of those cara, mi aspe, all being on the wrong beat. and exaggerate them. And I also feel like you could, if you want, use a bit more dynamic contrast in some of that. Now, you have the urgency going in the color and in the tempo, which I appreciate. You can also have the urgency going in the extreme of your dynamic change if you want. So like if it feels right for you, my ti sarò crudel, cara mia bene, mai ti sarò crudel, fido sarà il mio cor. If you want. I mean, whatever. Pick a spot in there to like surprise us with a super piano. You try just the B section once more, and then I'll let you fly away. Okay. Gorgeous. That's so nice. It has emotional urgency, emotional freshness, which you always have to keep, especially in the B section. You only get to sing the B section once. So you have to establish everything that you want to establish in the B section that one time you sing it. Last thing I wanted to tell you was, for the very last phrase there, you're saying, mi aspe. Make sure that you sing more mi, more E vowel and not A vowel. Even though it's tempting to go mi aspe, it's mi aspe. If you can. I know it's high. Yeah? That's it. All right, that's it.
Yay! Thank you, Mackenzie. Beautiful. So great to hear your thoughts on variazioni. We were talking about it today in your IG.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, y'all need to follow Lisette on Instagram. She has these wonderful revelations for us about her process and shares some really fun excerpts of her performing. There was a great Anon Junje today in her Instagram. So
thank you for following me. I'm so
yes,
flattered.
Absolutely. Oh God, I'm a fan. Okay. So listen, our last singer has the perfect name for an opera aria. Her name is Aria. So here is Aria Manning.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Aria Manning, and I will be performing Caro Notte by Giuseppe Verdi.
Perfect. Can't wait to hear it. Jackie! Aria! Girl, for real, if you walked in and sang that at any audition right now, you would be, you know, heads over tails. I mean, really, really, really great work. I'm so proud of you. I don't even know you, and I'm proud of you. I'm happy for this. This is beautiful. What is, can you tell me a bit about your experience with this aria?
Yeah, I actually started this about a year ago, and it's been kind of the piece I've been working on for just like off and on for a year. I've done this at a master class before, and I've gotten lots of help from lots of different people, and I've taken lots of different pieces from people and put it all together, and this is where it's gotten. So.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of amazing things going on that are just really sublime, really, really lovely, and I wouldn't, there's very little that I would ever ask you to change. I mean, honestly, it's your aria, it is your interpretation, and whatever you do is your choice. You know, you might have a conductor here or there who will ask for blah, 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 and Lord knows you will. But I appreciate that while you were working and while you're at this level in your development, that you are doing it the way you might want to do it, what feels right for you. And I appreciate you're taking time here and there. You know, you didn't try to just like rush everything. The only time I actually thought you could take more time is before the very last cadenza. I felt like you could have taken another full inhale, exhale before you started it, Aria. Were you trying to were you getting nervous? Or were you just, okay, just, oh my God, let's just go. Sing the first note.
That's definitely been a place where my voice has been like, take more time. And it's definitely like, okay, here's the cadenza, I'm ready to go.
Right.
So I can definitely take another breath on that.
You definitely can. And I really think that as a singer, and I understand because I've been there too, you feel like that moment is an eternity. That moment of silence before you begin the cadenza, it feels like forever. It's never as long as you think. For us, it's half that length. So whatever feels too long for you is right. Do you know? Like, wait a second to, give it an extra, full 2 seconds. And don't be afraid, because, I mean, your cadenza is beautiful. So, some of the things, the things that I have for you are very minimal and take or leave, but honestly, it's so beautiful. The color of your voice is gorgeous. You have so much ease. You do so many beautiful things with your top and the middle and the bottom, and I'm just like, oh, really great. Really great work. I appreciated, and you did something on one of your cadenzas that was just perfect. So well done. And it was the thing we were talking about with Mackenzie about when she sang Tornami a vagheggiar and she sang the B flat and then came down. You did this in one of your cadenzas, and I think it might have been your very last one. One of your long cadenzas is either that one or earlier, where you had your high note and then you set the second note and then you kept going and the cadenza stayed in place, and it was really good. I don't remember exactly where that was, but I just wanted to say, well done. In the very beginning, can we look at the very first page, which is everybody's favorite part, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Because honestly, I thought you handled all of the really scary stuff the best. I didn't think you handled anything badly. I felt like your e vowel, your intonation, it didn't sound shaky or oh God, she's nervous at all. It sounded totally in control. Awesome. The only thing I would tell you, Aria, is not to portamento. Or if you do, to portamento less, if possible, between nome di lui si amato.
Okay.
You know, nome di lui, instead of going si amato, it was a little long of a portamento for me. You could do one. Totally, no problem. But just do a little shorter. Try. Let's do Gualtier Malde. Yeah, Aria, for me, that's too long. Can you make it way shorter? Full 2 beats. If you're going to do it at the very last second. Otherwise, don't do it at all. And just make it legato. Try. Nome di lui. Try taking it out. Try taking it out totally, because I'm not getting a long enough ma. I want that note longer. Hold it the full beats and take out the portamento completely. Yeah, honestly, you don't need the portamento. Do you know why? Because your legato is so intact. You don't need it. I would take it out. Or make it as short as is humanly possible, but it's harder to make it short than to just take it out.
Yeah.
Do you know? And the same thing with when you do ti scolpisci nel cor innamorato. You don't need portamento there anywhere. Let's do the next phrase. Ti scolpisci nel cor. Exactly. Brilliant. Because it's those half steps, or just the steps down the scale, they're so simple. The more you take away and let them just shine in their beautiful simplicity, which I know is difficult, but it's beautiful. That moment just shines. I want to try to challenge you to try something that I literally can't do because I'm not good enough, but I think maybe you can. And it's to do ti scolpisci nel cuore innamorato. You might have to not slow down as much, but can you try that whole phrase in one breath?
Yeah.
You take a big old breath before ti scolpisci. Yeah, if you could do that in like an audition, they would wow them before you even had to sing one moment of color to it. If you feel one day that you've like got all your breath under you, do it. I think you will gain so many points. The other thing I wanted to see, do you want to play with those trills?
Yeah, I would love to.
Because I can't tell. I honestly, because of the echo, I can't tell how they're feeling, how they're really sounding. And that's not your fault at all. But I just wanted to know if, do you want to try from col pensier il mio?
Is that the top of the third page? Okay. Col pensier il mio
Okay, Aria, for me, the ones coming down are fuller trills than the ones going up. So, te sempre, I think you have a little more time to really let more notes happen. Be really loose, like wobbly vibrato.
Okay.
And try, if you can, to squeeze in those little notes. Those are the little notes that are in there. If you can get them in, you'll have to really loosen your larynx to get them in. But if you can get them in, it sounds a little more clear. Try. Col pensiero. Oh my God. There was one last thing I wanted to tell you about since we're talking about trills. Your very, 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 very last trill at the end in your cadenza. Caro nome tuo. Right? Where am I looking? Saha. Yes. Your, you know what I mean? After you do, or whatever you're doing. Caro nome. Start on the D sharp. Don't start above it for the trill. Don't go. There's no reason to start above the trill. If you were Mozart, I would say start above the trill, but it's not. Try. I know. I'm going to fast forward to just that bit. Can you do that for me? That's it. Yes, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your beautiful bee now. The last thing I wanted to tell you, I'm kind of jumping around, but when you, earlier in the aria, when you sing "E fil it might have been actually, hold on, I wrote down the page. I just want to make sure that I'm talking about a specific one because it repeats. Yes, after, we're going back to where we were singing the trills a moment ago. Ate sempre volerò. And I think you fixed it, but what I was going to tell you was to just make sure when you come down off of that you really keep the support. And you did it because you were thinking about the trills that were coming, so your support for the part before was intact. I'm trying to think one other thing I wanted to tell you. Your high C sharp was like out of this world.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I know. When you sing ate, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, on all that famous stuff, can you make sure, Aria, that you always set your bottom note so that we don't just hear the high note? I know it's hard, you know, but can you, and I don't mean like sit on your bottom note, but just make sure that we still hear it. Ate, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, so that we, because it gives us context of the harmony. Can you try just that one bit for me? Yeah, for me, I feel like when you sit in your practice room and you work on that stuff, Aria, make sure that your bottom notes are clear. Ate, ah, ah. A few of them were perfect, and a couple of them were not exactly where they needed to be. And I know it's because it's a big jump. But if you obsess a little more over the lower notes and a little less over the high notes, just in that part, it sounds really exciting. Really like, oh! Because, whoa, oh my God, there's another note down there. Did you hear it? It was, you know what I mean? One more. Try it again. I think you can do it. Yeah. I'm sorry, I know. Listen, I know it's going to sound like you're going to be in a practice room and you're going to be like, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. And it's going to be, and you know what I'm saying? But listen, I promise you that work, doing that exercise in the practice room will make you the most amazing coloratura ever.
Cool, thank you.
You're already so phenomenal. Like, honestly, just so impressive, Aria. I'm just so impressed. Brava.
Thanks so much. Thank you
Okay.
for advice.
My pleasure. Thank you for singing for me. It was awesome. Well done.
Fabulous, Aria. Thank you so much. Great. So we just have a few minutes left, and I really wanted to make sure we had plenty of time with the music, and especially this last one is a role you've performed many times. So I knew you'd have a lot to say about Gilda. I want to just touch on one thing, and while I'm kind of asking you this, if people want to ask things in the Q&A, they can. But before we get to maybe one or two questions, I want to just commend you on your languages. And
Oh, thanks.
yeah, because not just in singing your languages, because of course that's always beautiful, but I noticed that you speak in the languages of the countries in which you're singing. I've heard you on social media speak in Italian, in Spanish, and I'd like you to just speak briefly to us about how important language is to you, and how you have made that such an important part of your training and your presence in a country, for example.
Thanks. I mean, you guys, it's something that I started studying at a very young age, and because most of you in this group are the age that is a great age to start, I encourage you to take these years to really practice learning not just your diction, but your language with a grammar book. I mean, vocabulary and grammar, so that you can speak it. Because I really do think that as Americans, it gives us a big advantage when we go overseas and we can rehearse in the language of Italy or France or Germany or Spain, whatever. I mean, languages, I'm also fortunate that I'm bilingual because I'm Hispanic. So it gives me an advantage that I've been bilingual my whole life. And I know not everyone has like a knack for languages, but as singers, it's something that really does help. And it cuts down your translation time. When you're practicing and you're learning a score, you don't have to look up every single word. You don't have to write down and try to memorize every single word. If you know 40%, 50%, 90% of them, your speed work is just faster, and you memorize faster because you know what you're saying. So I do want to tell you guys, it takes years to learn languages. I mean, you don't just like, and you don't even really just learn them once and then they're learned. They take years to practice and years to master, and you have to constantly be revisiting, and you can forget stuff. But it's definitely something that I encourage everybody who wants to sing, to have a really good, a strong foundation of at least Italian and German, ideally, because German is the one where there's the most opera houses in German-speaking countries. So it's important for all of us.
Right. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we have a few questions. One is actually from someone else who is Latina, she says, and it's hard to pronounce the sound of Z in German, for example, sein. You have a tip for the voiced S.
Yes. Simply, you make an S, and then you sing through it. And now you sing. I have a Z.
There you go.
A Z is only an S with voice. Just like an L is just a... I don't even know what that is. There is no unvoiced L, but there are other vowels. There are other consonants that have a voiced version and an unvoiced one. And S, that's the one. Just make an S.
Make an S and sing through it.
Make an S and sing. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I love it. What about allergies? It's a hard time for allergies. Danielle has a question about allergies, especially in this time of year. How do you handle it? Drying out, or allergies, or getting a cold? What are your tricks?
Danielle, honestly, it's something that I struggle with myself really, really, really badly. And I think that I'm allergic to everything under the sun, and people who have a very hyperactive immune system will feel allergic reactions to stuff. And it's just something you have to learn to live with as much as possible, because like Danielle, I don't like to take medicines. But if it's like dire necessity, like I have to sing a recital, I have to sing a concert, or I have an important audition, I really want to just try my best. The main thing you have to do is focus on having an anti-inflammatory medicine of some kind that is strong. So like something along the lines of cortisone, if need be, if it needs to be that strong. Even a tiny bit of a half of a cortisone pill helps. And an allergy medicine like Claritin, like whatever. I mean, it's talk to your doctor to see what works for you, but there are some allergy medications that don't dry out the voice as much. If you go to the doctor and you say, I need an allergy medicine, an antihistamine, but I need one that's not drying because I'm a singer, they'll give you a different prescription than they would if you just said, oh, I want, you know what I mean? So like it might be Claritin versus Allegra, or it might not be Benadryl, but it might be this other one. So I'm not a pill pusher. I also drink a lot of ginger turmeric tea. I mean, it's something that we just have to deal with. Unfortunately, try to sleep, try to hydrate, try not to drink or eat things that make you have inflammation. Try to look for things that are anti-inflammatory foods. Really help a lot. So hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, that's great. Very helpful, yeah. Caitlyn, I can answer your question about how old are the four singers today. The first two singers are first-year students here at PLU. And so they're 18 and or 19. I'm not sure. I didn't ask for their IDs, but our last two singers are seniors, and so I imagine they're in their early 20s, 22 or something like that. So we're all undergrads here at PLU, and so we're proud of our...
Such a great group. Such a wonderful group of young undergrads.
Yeah, can we bring them back in camera? Can you all socially distance and come on screen, and so we can take a group company bow or something?
Yay!
Hey, and Amy, our pianist. Okay, fabulous. Yes, fabulous.
Such a lovely group. Yeah, yes. You guys are awesome. Yay!
Yes, and I want to also thank my department chair, who is a friend of ours in common, Brian Galante. He's from Louisiana as well. And,
oh my God, I know Brian.
Yes, Brian is actually. I was texting him when Mackenzie was singing her Handel, saying that the mic was peeking out on the B flats, and so
it was.
I know.
You fixed it. Yeah.
I know he did. Thank you, Brian, for that, and. because he ran to the rescue there at the switchboard there. Anyway, so Lisette, I don't want to keep you any longer, but what a wonderful opportunity for us to hear from you and taking time out of your busy schedule, and we just appreciate it so much.
Thank you. I'm just typing the last answer to the one other person that had left a question, so she gets
good.
the answer. And it was a total pleasure for me, you guys. Thank you so much for trusting me with your beautiful voices and giving me the chance to hear you and talk to you and meet you, even virtually this way. You're all beautiful. I've got your names and everything that you sang. I took notes, and I wish you all the best. You have such bright futures ahead of you. So well done to everybody.
Thank you so much, Lisette, and we can't wait to see what comes next from you. And now that everything's opening up, it'll be even more in person.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, well, everyone follow
guys.
you and buy your new albums and
oh, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, thanks
Thank
again.
you guys. All right, guys.
Okay, bye
Much
everyone.
love. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Jim Brown from PLU saying good night, y'all.
Good night.